Hello and welcome back to the Ghana Hotspur channel. My name is Nana Boachi Yadom, and this is the match reaction for the Brighton versus Tottenham Hotspur game on Saturday. Game ended 2-all. Brilliant game for any neutral, even though I believe that Tottenham should have won that particular game. But it was fantastic. Anyways, just before we get into it, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you're subscribing for all the best pre-match, post-match analysis, player ratings, whatever. Just make sure that you are tuned in, and I'll be giving you all the details. But let's go straight into the game. Very, very beautiful game for all the neutrals. I think Tottenham should have won that game, given the threat and the number of chances that we missed, etc., etc. But I think that it was a beautiful game to watch. In any case, last season, Tottenham came away with 0 points from that particular game. We were leading by 2-0. Brighton came back strongly and beat us 3-2 in the second half and took all 3 points. So I'll say this is a step forward compared to what happened last season. Let's go straight into the game. So in the first 25 minutes or so, it was all Tottenham, given that even Brighton had scored 2 goals in between that. Yakubu Minte, the Gambian, scored a beautiful goal, threw ball to him, went past our defender, was just onside, managed to round the goalkeeper Vicario and slotted it home in the first minute. Even that didn't push Tottenham away. They did absolutely fantastic, holding on to the game and controlling the game. But even while they did all that, they were not really threatening the goalkeeper. They had about 63% possession as at the 25th minute, still full in control of the game, but very little in terms of actual threats at goal. They had not even had any shot on target at the time, but were playing very, very well. And the way they were playing, Brighton shouldn't be 2 goals up. That second goal, a wild cracker from the right. Vicario should have done better with that ball. I don't know how that went past him. He stretched, he saw the ball coming, but I think just before the ball got to him, it had a slight bend on it, and he completely misjudged the shot. It ended up in goal 2-0. Tottenham had to fight back. Good thing, just before halftime, Richarlison, from a weird shot from Kudus, managed to block the shot and then controlled it back into the net. 2-1 gave them a bit of an assurance that possibly they could do something or get the equalizer in the second half. Second half started brilliantly still for Tottenham, still in control of the game, passing it around. Xavi Simons came in, complete change of the game, brought him in the middle, playing at the number 10, with Bergvall dropping down to number 8, Palhinha sitting right behind the master, number 6. Tottenham was in full control, and Kudus was amazing, on the right hand side, and we should have gotten the goal earlier than we did in the 80th minute, which was the equalizer. It was a great goal. More or less, the effort of the team paying off. Across from Kudus, and Van Hecke, the defender, completely didn't know where he was. The ball struck him on the thigh and went straight in for the equalizer. Tottenham really tried to get the winner, but eventually it didn't happen. But I think we can move to what the takeaways were, right? I think that, one of the important things to note for this particular game compared to last season was that they were not fragile. The defensive fragility was not there, even though it was quite easy for the 2 goals to go in. But I think that they were more solid side, more solid defensively, very organized. I think Thomas Frank, the coach, tried to put out a team that would have a solid base and see what Brighton brings on. But I think Brighton didn't bring much on, and that's how come at the point he had to bring in Xavi Simons, because at that time we were losing, which meant that Xavi Simons was now going to be driving. He did that. He could have actually scored in this game, but for some reasons, he scuffed his shot. There was a brilliant save from the goalkeeper as well. The other one, the other shot that came, he should have done better, but that went just wide, and therefore he couldn't score. But I think the organization was solid. The other thing was about the mentality of the team. Fantastic mentality, coming back from 2 goals down at Brighton, at the Amex. Difficult thing to do. Remember that Manchester City were there only the previous or 2 weeks before, went up by 1-0. They couldn't hold on, Brighton eventually came back and beat them by 2 goals to 1. Brighton had beaten, apart from Arsenal, they had beaten all the supposedly top six sides in the Premier League at the Amex. And this was a very strong showing from Tottenham Hotspur to not have lost that game. They could easily have won that game. I think they deserved more than just the draw in this particular game. But as you know, the English Premier League is the English Premier League. It's really tough. Minute details can change the game or make the difference in any other game. So I'll take the 1 point. Good thing is that we haven't lost. So after 5 games, Tottenham Hotspur have won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1, which is a very, very good start under Thomas Frank. Don't forget that we also have quite a number of players coming into the team, which means that they have to gel at some point. The gelling hasn't been achieved yet. The players are still getting to know each other, even though Kudu seems to have slotted in perfectly into this particular side. Xavi Simons still needs a bit of time, but he showed what he can do with this particular team, playing as the number 10 in the game against Brighton. Fantastic throughout since he came on. Brennan Johnson on the left honestly didn't show much. He came to replace Odobe. Odobe was fantastic. I wouldn't say fantastic in the sense of being very threatening in front of goal, but he gave Brighton a lot to worry about anytime he went forward, which was quite good. The only thing is that didn't really develop into any serious attack, in front of goal. But he gave them something to worry about. Unlike Johnson, who came on and we barely saw anything from him. As you know, Johnson is really threatening when the ball is ahead of him at his feet and he's closer to the goal. He will bury it. But the added responsibility of taking players on, holding on to the ball, beating a player, that's a bit difficult. And once he couldn't provide that, he was almost non-existent. So I think the team is making progress under Thomas Frank. I had my own doubts about him. I wanted Ant Postecoglou to stay, but Thomas really has shown. And there's one very conspicuous issue or aspect of what Frank is also doing is the number of changes that he does, allowing different players, giving them the opportunity and the confidence to play. As you can see, he's changed almost every time in each particular game, giving the players, starting lineups, to go play and put some confidence in them. Odobe, I didn't expect Odobe to start in this particular game, but he did, and therefore I think that's what Thomas is doing, which is really, really good, giving the players confidence to go on and play. So after 5 games, very, very good showing, very, very good outing. And I think that overall, the team is looking pretty good. On Tuesday, we have the EFL Cup game against Doncaster Rovers at home. And I believe Thomas Frank will change it up. Those who haven't had time to play or those who haven't had the opportunity to play in the team so far will be given the opportunity to play in that particular game. It's going to be at home. We should have enough Arsenal to be able to beat Doncaster Rovers and move on to the next stage of that particular competition. But this is where we ended. Tottenham Hotspur against Brighton 2-2. Good results. On to the next one, and then I'm sure we'll be making more progress. And then there's also the Champions League game against Bodo the following week. So there's more to dissect on this particular channel, and I'll be hoping to see you more and more. But don't forget to subscribe. Click on the subscribe button and like it and share it so that this video can go far. We'll enjoy more of the analysis and previews and what have you. Thank you for watching. Anabuachi Adam, Ghana Hotspur channel. Bye.